Hey world, I am back for my video blog. Of course, I take weird breaks, of course, but I always come back. I definitely will never leave you guys hanging. So with that being said, this month or this week, excuse me, I am going to do something different, a little informative, like I told you all in the beginning, and I will do different things, different topics. So I have a new topic. This month is ALS Awareness Month, and I will get into a little more about it and what it means to me in a few, but definitely. So it's May. It's my mommy's birthday month, of course, and Mother's Day, and then you have ALS Awareness Day. Now, what it is ALS is called, excuse me, I'm looking at notes over here too. I wrote it down so because I know I can't remember a lot of stuff. ALS is called amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, and it's more commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease. Um, what it is it's a disease that affects your nervous system. It's a progressive degenerative disease that affects nerve cells in the brain and the spinal cord. A lot of people don't hear about this disease. I've never ever heard about it until my mother was diagnosed with it, and it's a really harsh disease. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. It's harsh and people don't know about it. So I do want to give you a little bit of awareness and a little information on it, and just, want you to look into it or whatever when you get a chance. So, like I said, I didn't do a lot of research about it because while my mother had it, I just was so stressed and depressed about her being sick like that I didn't want to read anything about it, didn't want to know about it. It's just not a good way to think, but I didn't want to know about it. I'm her only child. That I don't want to know, you know? So I did read up a little. Sometimes I read and found out a little about it because my great aunt had it as well, and I'm thinking it's hereditary or something because it's in the family, and I wouldn't want to get that, and I definitely wouldn't want my kids to get it. So as I read about it a little, what it is like I told you, it affects your nervous system and your brain, your spinal cord, and it basically just shuts down all of your nerves. And to sum it all up, I'll let you go on the site and read about it a little later. But what it does is it shuts your nerves down, and you ultimately become paralyzed. At the end of it all, you'll be paralyzed. You'll be wheelchair bound, and you won't be able to talk or anything. It's not fun. Um, Usually about, excuse me, no one understands. First off, no one understands where this disease came from, and the cause is not understood. A lot of it is confusing to the people, to doctors, to scientists, to whoever. And so therefore it's not really a treatment or a cure to it. Um usually ALS develops in people that are ages 40 to 70. They usually are able to track it by the time you hit 55, and it's diagnosed in some people that are in their 20s and 30s, but it's easier to find as you get older because as you get older the disease progresses. um when they took the survey on who gets Lou Gehrig's, since no one's ever heard of they surveyed, and at least 60% of men have Lou Gehrig's disease, and 93% Caucasian people have that. That wouldn't apply to anything my way. My mother's not Caucasian or a man, neither is my aunt. So it just confused me. Where did this disease come from, and why is it messing with us? So I don't want to cry or anything on here. I probably will, but I'm not really up for crying and being all emotional. But the disease, basically, it's a horrible disease. I watched my mother go from being normal, happy, great spirit. Anybody that knew my mother just knows how great of a person that she was. So I watched her go from that, which she was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's in about 2005, and they didn't know what it was at first, so they were diagnosing it as MS and any other disease but Lou Gehrig's because they didn't know what it was. So she was diagnosed in about 2004 or 5 with the disease, and they said that she wouldn't make it. They said that she would only had 2 or 3 years to live. Now, when you're diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's, they give you about 3 years or 5 years to live, 5 years at the most. They say you're doing good if you make it up to 10 years because usually about half the people that get it, they pass away within 3 years, and about 20% of people that have it are able to live up to 5 years. Go, mommy, you did it. And 10% is liable to live 10 years and beyond. But I think it basically depends on your fight of the disease and the medicine. Since there is no treatment, they do have a medicine called Rilotech, and it's supposed to help slow the progression. So we were able to get that for my mother, but it's definitely like, I don't think you can put a timing on anybody's life anyway because doctors aren't God. So I don't think anybody has that role to play God. So it is what it is. Believe it's the fight because when my aunt had the disease, she gave up. She didn't want to fight that. So she passed away within like a year and a half of having it. My mother lived all the way up until 2010 with the disease, and she fought. My son was her motivation, and he kept her going. Her family was her motivation, so she fought it out until she just got tired. Excuse me. So what the disease is, I'll give you a quick glimpse of what I was able to see. The disease, what it did to my mother, of course, it took away her speech, so she couldn't talk, but she was wheelchair bound. So she had a wheelchair that had like a little sensor on the head, so she could look at it and it would talk for her. So, she still was able to talk and keep it, excuse me, and keep that part of her going. But you're not able to eat, so they had to put a feeding tube in her. So instead of her eating family meals with everybody on a daily basis, she was drinking Ensure through a tube about 3 or 4 times a day. So that's spooky. And the disease, since it takes over like your nerves and it closes your swallowing and breathing ducts, it was very hard for her to swallow. So she would like choke a lot, and it would come to the point where excuse me, that she didn't want to sleep laying down because she thought that she would die because she couldn't breathe. So my mother slept sitting up in a chair forever. Like, I mean, when she was diagnosed with it, they tried to give her a bed or whatever, but she would rather sit up in a chair and sleep. So basically, yes, the disease is crazy, and it's like it just came out of left field. And I would, like I said, I would hate for this to happen to anybody. Ultimately, it's no cure for it, so it's no living through it. And I honestly, if I had it, I wouldn't want to live through it. It's terrible. So my mom lost her fight with Lou Gehrig's, or she was over the fight. She didn't lose it. She was over the fight. Excuse me. If you can't understand me, I'm sorry. I'm trying to fight back the tears. You know how that crying voice goes. But she gave up on the fight of Lou Gehrig's in 2010, and it was just, she hung in there, and it was a great fight for her. But at the end of the day, she's definitely in a better place, so I'm perfectly fine with that. But I did want to just get on here and let you guys know a little about the disease because you don't really hear about it. So if you get a chance, definitely I'll provide a link to the website that you can go check it out for. And it's called ALS again, or Lou Gehrig's disease. So definitely, if you have some free time, go check it out and just get informed a little. Get a little knowledge about it because clearly it can happen to anybody at any given time, and it's not common, so you don't know what's going on. As far as like me going to check out and see if me and my kids will have it, it costs a lot of money to do that, so I can't do that right now, but I definitely am looking into that in the future because that's something that I would not want to have at all. Like, it's just crazy. So, I do want to take the time out to thank you all for taking time and listening to this, and I hope that you go check it out and just find out a little about the disease, become informed, and I am going to go before I really start crying and talking y'all ear off in this shaky voice. So, thanks again, guys. Rest in peace, mommy, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. The link for the website is going to be down here somewhere, and go ahead and feel free, like I said, to check it out. Definitely, please check it out. If you just got a second, check it out. Feel free to donate. They are always taking donations, raising money for the cause, raising money to come up with medicines, treatments, cures. It's all worth it. So definitely check the website out, guys. And I will talk to y'all later. Oh, wait. And I forgot. Sorry. I'm trying to hurry up and rush off here. I forgot. Follow me on Twitter at Hot Gala. You know it's going to come across here. HAWT, y'all. Not HOT. Hot_Gala. And you can definitely feel free to add me on Facebook. I'll put it all down there. But I'm not really on Facebook like that all the time. So definitely follow me on Twitter at Hot Gala. Instagram me. Hey Gala. I don't really take pictures a lot like that, but when I do, you'll love it. So thanks, guys. Deuces. Bye.